My name is Debbie Funderburg. The title of the book I'm reviewing is Because of Winn, Dixie. It is a work of fiction and won the Charlie May Simon Children's Book Award and was a Newbery Honor Book. The author is Kate DiCamillo. DiCamillo was born in Philadelphia, raised in Florida, and now lives in Minnesota. She writes for children and adults, and she likes to think of herself as a storyteller. Her most recent award was the 2013 Curlin Award, which was given because of her contributions to children's literature. I chose this book because I'd heard it was a good book and because it involved a dog. The book is interesting, has 182 pages, and is not hard to read. Because of Winn, Dixie is about a 10-year-old girl named India Opal Baloney. It's a pretty unusual name, but she usually goes by her middle name, Opal. Opal's life is not so great. Her mother had left when she was only 3 years old, so she had only her dad. Her dad was a preacher and had just become the new pastor at the Open Arms Baptist Church of Naomi, Florida, a place where Opal didn't know anyone. She was out of school for the summer, and she had been forced to leave all of her friends behind when she moved. Since her dad was so busy being the preacher, he didn't have a lot of time to spend with her. She was lonely. One day the preacher sent Opal to the grocery store to buy a box of macaroni and cheese, some white rice, and 2 tomatoes. Instead of coming back with the groceries her dad wanted, Opal came back with a dog. What happened was, when Opal walked into the Winn-Dixie grocery store, she heard a terrible commotion and lots of yelling and excitement. She soon realized that the store manager was screaming and waving his arms around because there was a big, dirty, ugly dog racing through the store, knocking things over. There were tomatoes, onions, and green peppers going everywhere. The funny thing was that the dog looked like he was having a blast. He even pulled back his lips and showed his teeth like he was smiling really big. The manager yelled for someone to call the pound to get rid of the dog. Opal didn't like the sound of the smiling dog being hauled away to the pound, so she impulsively stepped in and told the manager that the dog belonged to her. To convince everyone that he really did belong to her, Opal decided that she needed to quickly call him by a name. The first thing that came to mind was Winn, Dixie. Believe it or not, the dog came right to her when she called him that name. He followed her out of the store like he had known her all along. She wasn't sure how the preacher was going to react to the news of her bringing home a big, dirty, ugly dog, but she was able to convince him that it was a good idea. Suddenly, after finding Winn, Dixie, Opal's life seemed to turn around. She wasn't as lonely since she had him as a companion, and then, like magic, he seemed to help her make lots of new friends. It was like Winn, Dixie was her good luck charm. One night, while Opal was enjoying a party with all of her new friends, a sudden thunderstorm blew in. Winn, Dixie was terrified of thunder and lightning. He disappeared and was nowhere to be found. Opal was frantic with worry. She may never see Winn, Dixie again. What on earth will she do if she can't find him? You'll want to read the book to find out how things end. Thanks for listening.